Boom shakalaka, boom. What's going on, everybody? Deuce Pesic here with ND Pesic Group, and this is day 66 of 365. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys are crushing it. I've wanted to talk about the topic I touched on last night, whether financial should be discussed in public or what what your thoughts on it. There are a few people that I spoke with today, and some say there's nothing wrong with discussing it. Others say you shouldn't discuss it, kind of like a topic, that's like, religion and politics. Like, you don't want to discuss that, right? And some people felt that financials would fit in there. I suppose it's in the eye of the beholder, right? So the ones that are looking to invest in us obviously see the big picture of the the project that I have at hand, and that is to build version 1.0 of our Friends project. That version we will brand and market to various organizations, but predominantly to our investors as well as our sponsors. I want to go with my gut feeling and discuss what our financial needs are, that I set up to be a win-win for everybody, right? So as an investor, I am looking for, we can do it with $1 million, but 1.5 would be great. It would be better. It'll give us a little bit of breathing room. And the ROI on that is a 100% return. So you'll get $3 million back on 1.5 million at the end of 12 months, right? For our sponsors, we're doing 1.5 million per spot. So that's where we are. The value is in the big picture. We are able to get to people quicker and save lives in times of crisis. That's it. The beauty part about for the sponsors is I would prefer sponsorship specifically because it's revenue, right? I mean, that's what it is. You're bringing money in to support the project. The investor I will do because it's balls to the walls right now. Honestly, this shit needs to happen. It needed to happen years ago, but I have no access to people that have funds available. For those that do not know, I have turned down two investors in the past who did want to work with me. I just did not. I did not feel they were the right individuals. Whether you think I'm wrong or right, that it doesn't matter. I felt like I did the right decision because I did not want to be married to somebody for a specific period of time that was going to be rude and disrespectful, whether to me or any of my vendors and potential buyers, right? So if you're going to judge me on it, judge me on that I was able to say no because they were not the right fit. The purpose of the money is, some would say, is a lot, is, well, the actual structures to build will be 125,000. Again, be aware that the price was not what was in question when I pitched it to potential buyers in the future, right? People loved the idea. It was the startup capital that drove everybody away. So obviously I'm going with my gut feeling and gonna tell you everything that we're looking to do from a financial standpoint, because I want you to know ahead of time. And for the people that are laughing, rolling their eyes, look, this project has taught me to think in billions, not in millions. So until you see the big plan, um, bottom line, you're always going to have haters. So anyway, I'm looking to be a billionaire in the next 5 years. So that should tell you enough right there. So when we're looking at needing 1.5 million to get our empire going, it's pennies on the dollar. Now, for the investors, 1.1 million to 1.5 million. 1.5 million would be better. So you get 3x return. The sponsors are 1.5 million a spot. And any sponsor interested in taking the sponsorship onward to version 2.0, where we're going to do 2 different sizes, we could definitely talk about that as well. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, $1 million, who the hell is going to give you that? Well, first of all, we hold the patents. I hold the patents. So nobody could go ahead and take our idea away. Do I have sales? No, because it's the typical conundrum. They need to see a working prototype before making a call. So we definitely have plans to attract and market our product to each and every individual state, starting with, of course, Ron DeSantis, Florida. Woohoo! Since he lives down the street and around the block, right? So the building of the first version 1.0 is really going to take us to many different levels. It's actually going to be our marketing tool to attract our investors. I do have influencers who are connectors, but again, they cost money too. So one way to, if we don't get them through them, we'll get them through our build process, because we're documenting every day. We're going to be documenting every day on the build process. We're going to do obviously we're going to do it to YouTube. We're going to really drive it home, to get the attention that we need. And that's really what this whole thing is about, whether it's you raising money or you're building you're paying to get the attention. So through our build process, we're going to be distributing the content not only on our social media, but we're going to go directly to our investors to get a sit down with them, to share with them what our overall views are. And that process will be our seed stage, right? Because this is pre-seed. Here is to get the prototypes built. That'll lead us to seed stage, which will be to our investors, and of course attract our sponsors. At that point, we will have the capital to the seed stage capital will be to build versions 2.0, the 2 different sizes. And our sponsorship is actually going to fund our startup, which will be the next phase. Hopefully, if we get funded today, that part will be in a year. So every 6 months, we're going to go ahead and do an increase. Build the prototypes. Within 6 months, get the attention of our investors. Get seed stage at that point to do versions 2.0, and then the money that we generate through our sponsorship, after paying the investors off, we'll have our startup capital to buy the land to build our corporate offices, traveling expenses, bringing, a few extra people on board for us to go ahead and continue building. A lot of people have laughed in the past, but the smart ones asked questions and actually saw where we were going. Few people thought I was out of my mind until they rewrote. One of the ways to really gather and absorb information is to take a piece of writing and just write it down yourself. And as you're writing it, you're encompassing more of the information and the logic. And a number of people did that, and they just flat out said, "Wow, this actually makes sense," and it does, right? So, to the ones that are out there wondering, just bear in mind, I mentioned before, keep practicing your pitch, because you're going to be talking to different people, and each one is going to need the same information presented to them differently, right? So here, if I have everything from structural engineers who drew up my plans to everybody loving it, and the only thing holding us back is money. That's, those are the battles you're going to be facing. Some people are only going to see things at their level of perception, so you have to adjust your pitch accordingly, right? You're not going to talk financials to a engineer. You're going to talk engineering with the engineer, and you're going to, talk to financials with the money guys, and so forth. This here, again, is a message to people who are wanting to do things, but not really knowing just how difficult it is, or if it's a challenge that they're willing to undertake. So this video series is for those people. That's really all I have. As far as where the money is going for this first one, well, obviously it's going to take $125,000. Like I mentioned last night, $5 a square foot for warehouse space at 10,000 square feet. That's $50,000 a month. At 6 months, that's $300,000. Right now, the largest expense is the space. Obviously, if any investor has the space and they want to, lease it to us for a small amount, being that they are the investor, or there's always different ways, and I'm open to all of it. I'm just talking about the initial factors. Look, in a realistic world where everything has to be purchased and paid for outside of negotiating some free materials and stuff like that, that's, that it is what it is. Legal fees, workers' compensation, insurance, all that stuff's got to be coming from somewhere. So, for the people that want to be helpful and are offering to give me less to provide a final result, it's impossible. I don't have that leverage to I have the access, but you need the money to do it. So, and anyway, again, I wanted to go ahead and just reiterate that I am sharing this in the sense that I do believe that speaking it out to the universe will attract the people that want to see a difference made in the world, and that believe in what we're doing, that believe in me and my staff. That says a lot about them and their character. So I'm looking for that individual. Or bear in mind, look, there's a lot of crypto guys out there. There's a few of you that want to get together and double your money in a year. Talk to me, man. Let me know. People are always looking for opportunities on both ends of the spectrum. People looking for investors and investors looking for something to make money on. I could be that person for you, for sure. So again, I am presenting this because my intuition says share it with the universe, share it with the public. There are some people that need to hear this, and for the ones that had made mention and agreed with me that there is malevolence in the world, and if you discuss financials, there could be some roadblocks presented to you. Well, I survived 100% of every battle that presented itself to me. Think about that for a moment. So I'm always willing for a fight if somebody fights me on this, and I mean fight in the terms of malevolence, right? Not in friendly banter because of, disagreements of whatever you don't agree with me doing or whatever. We could always work around those. I am a very flexible individual. I'm just given the starting point. This is just a starting point, and let's develop from there. So I hope that the right individuals give us a shout so we could go ahead and make a difference. Much love to you guys. See you tomorrow, and always remember, we are one people, one earth. Cheers.